Recently, I spent a month in Italy, and I expected it to be a trip. I didn't expect it to change the way I think about my brand, because Italy isn't just somewhere I've always wanted to visit. It's where my family comes from. It's where my grandfather Sante grew up. And being there made me realize that maybe a bigger part of my identity has been sitting underneath this brand the entire time. I just hadn't fully seen it yet. Growing up in Toronto, Italy was always part of my family's story. But there's a difference between hearing stories about where your family came from and actually standing there and embracing it, walking the streets, seeing the buildings, eating the food, meeting these people, seeing the places your family members once knew as home. For a month, I got to experience a small piece of the world that shaped my family before they ever came to Canada. And it made me think about how much of who I am. It made me think about how much of who I am comes from two places: where my family came from and where I grew up, Italy and Canada. My grandfather's name is Sante. That has always meant something to me. But being in the town where he grew up gave it a completely different weight. There's something surreal about standing somewhere and thinking, this is where he was before me, before our life in Canada, before my brand and before any of this. There was a person living his own life in this place. And eventually his journey led to my family being here. Every single decision amounted to this moment, which eventually led to me. And now I'm here trying to build something of my own. Before Italy, I thought a lot about what L'Atelier Santé should look like. Clothes, the quality, details, the brand identity. But while I was there, I started thinking about something much deeper. What does this brand actually mean to me? Because if I'm going to build something that represents me, why wouldn't my own story be part of it? I don't want to manufacture an identity for the brand. I want to discover one. And I think a big part of that identity comes from where I come from. I think there's something really interesting about growing up in Canada with Italian roots. You're influenced by both the environment you were raised in and the culture your family carried with them. Canada is where my life happened. It's where I grew up. It's where I became who I am. But Italy is the part of the story that came before me. And L'Atelier Santé is influenced by both. The modern side, the traditional side, the old and new. Place I come from and where I'm trying to go. And when I went to Italy looking for inspiration for my brand, I found something completely different. I didn't necessarily come back with one design or one product idea. I came back with a better understanding of why I even wanted to create in the first place. Sometimes inspiration isn't finding something you've never seen before. It's reconnecting with something that's always been a part of you the entire time. And that's often the hardest thing to find. That's what I want L'Atelier Santé to become. Not just another clothing brand. Something with story, roots, and something that evolves along with me. I don't know exactly what that looks like yet, and it's impossible to tell. But I don't think I even need to know because I'm still building it. But now when I think about the brand's future, I don't just think about where I want to go. I think about where it came from. A month in Italy reminded me that we're all part of something bigger than ourselves. Our families, our experiences, their experiences, the places we've lived, the people who came before us, and the people we'll eventually influence. My grandfather came from Italy. My family built a life in Canada. And now I'm trying to build something of my own from everything that came before me. Maybe that's what L'Atelier Santé really is. A new chapter built from an old story that's been around my whole life. And I think I'm only just beginning to understand what that really means to me. So if you want to continue following my journey, subscribe and stay tuned for the next video.